What's up, everyone? The Godfather Dictator back with chapter 2 on the equipment run. We call it equipment run because the costume and the enhancement are extra equipment, and that's how we pretty much run it on the speed run, also on the equipment percent category. So now there's a couple of differences here between NGB, and I'm not talking about the damage, I'm talking about fight. So you know the sliding door that we went past from when we first do chapter 1 with the I think it's 12 ninja total. So there's an extra fight usually in NGB for that. And same with this place here that I just grabbed, Fire Wheel. You have 2 extra black, like not Black Spider Ninja, the red ninjas. You know, the one with the Incendiary Shuriken. It's like, yeah, so you have those red ninja there. So there's 2 extra fight that you don't have in this game here. After this, when you reach that area, the other fight right after this part, you need to do something specific to trigger the time of that fight, and I don't do it here because I don't really care. I'm not going for a karma run, so it's not really important. And to be honest, that shouldn't even be a problem. You know, like the fact to me that you have to like do something specific to get a timer to come out of that fight is absolutely stupid in my book. But yeah, that's why the first time I showed it in the other run, just because I wanted people to understand, you know, that I showed that specifically for people that needed the fight to trigger. If not, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's gonna take you a couple of karma points and, you know, that's it. So after I cleared that fight here, I'm gonna head straight in the village right away, and then I will do pretty much everything that I need to before the next fight and the Horseman right after. So I'm gonna keep the next fight and the Horseman for later. Now here, why I use that specific corner is that you see here the mage teleporting, is that the mage has a certain behavior that when they're not on camera, they will try to teleport, you know, close to, well, the nearby area where you are. The problem with that though is that if the area is too open, if you want, they're gonna go into projectile, and the higher you are on the difficulty level, the more projectile they throw and the harder it is to dodge. So like you can see here, that's a perfect example. I'm not sure on the regular run if, you know, I would have been able to kill him with 1 FS, but here I knew that with how powerful we are in this run, I didn't have, you know, any doubt in my mind that I would be able to kill him with a FS. So after this fight is clear here, we made plenty of money from that too. If you can absorb the extra essence from the Silver Samurai, do it. They are worth a lot of money. So after we're done with that fight, I'm gonna go get the bow from Ayane, and then we're gonna do a little shopping. So we're gonna buy the wooden sword ahead, armlet of the sun, and then that's it. And I'm gonna make sure that I equip it right away, of course, because if not, what's the point of buying the armlet of the sun if you not equip it right away? And there's a lot of time where I forgot. So here's a little shortcut. I show it in my speed run. It's pretty nice because you can kind of wall run there, and you cannot do that in Ninja Gaiden Black. So now we're going back to save, and then we're gonna be doing the fight right before the Horseman and the Horseman all at once. If you know, let's say if it was the regular run, I think I did the same thing. Actually, I kept those 5, but the Horseman, either way, it's always a hard fight in the sense that even with the camera trick that I will show again, because I use the same camera trick that I've been using on the first run, it's one of the best strategy. And here I kind of, you know, got lucky that I did a quick thinking, as we would say, to switch to the other one that started going into projectile near me that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to dodge. So we're gonna get rid of the mage, and after this, because he drops a red, you know, I know that I don't have to shoot any of the target to make an essence come out. and then we're gonna head into the Horseman fight with this. As soon as the fight starts, I like to turn my camera and then go hide in that corner. The archer in that game, I mean, in NGB, they are very accurate too, but in this game, they are even more accurate because some of the AI of the archer behaves more like NG04 compared to NGB, you know? So they can be a lot more annoying, but by doing that trick though in the corner, it allows you, if you want, to remove some of that, you know, RNG from the archer shooting you. But that's what I'm gonna say though. Here I actually got lucky, I didn't take a hit, but that's what I was gonna say though, is that the archer can still hit you. You know, it did happen to me that even with that camera trick that they just hit me. And yeah, here I was trying to win path and then it went towards one of the horsemen and I needed to adjust. And even here you see, that's what I waited that the archer went past before I start charging, mainly you know, as safety. And if you manage to charge full ultimate technique, especially with equipment, I mean, here you see the damage, but it's gonna take them off their horse really fast. Now that's a good thing that we're in that fight, because I want to talk about this too, is that in this game they made the horseman a lot tougher for some reason. In NGB, you know, the Inferno, the aura of the Inferno, not even the Inferno alone, but just the aura of the Inferno will, you know, take them off their horse. And then of course the fireball will also do the same thing, and it makes sense because if the aura alone can, you know, move one off the horse, well then I think the actual fireball will of course do enough damage. But in this one, the fireball is only good enough, I mean, to take out the archer, and sometimes it won't even do it, like it won't even take him off the horse. And then you have also the spear dude in here, you know, the spear horseman that seem that they're tougher than the archer. Here I don't understand why it did not connect. I'm not sure where the heck he was aiming at, but sometimes Ryu can potato like this, then there's not much you can do, you know. But ultimately though, that fight is still hard, but it is once again much quicker with equipment because you do a lot more damage. So here we're gonna get the arrows and to refill, but we're pretty much gonna use the same trick though. You want to get close to the door in that fight, so we save here and then we'll use the smoke bomb at the beginning of the fight, but not too fast, because if you use a smoke bomb too fast, they will sometimes like ignore the initial smoke bomb like I did there. You see they kind of ignore that part of it, so I threw another one after just safety. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in the corner here, and we're gonna pretty much UT ET Masakado until he gets, you know, removed from his horse. And then after that, well, we're gonna finish him up on the ground. What I also like to do here is do the fight right after, and I'll explain why, even though it's a boss. So here I'm doing one ultimate technique, and look at that damage with one Fiend Seal, and he is done. So the reason why I like to do the other fight right away, even though it's a risk because I do it in a row, is that if I save, you know, as soon as I get out of that fight here, when I get back in the game, the fight is already starting, and I hate to have that timer start. And even here, I thought I would trigger the fight in the stairs, but I did not. So then I went up a little bit and then threw a smoke bomb and went back down. Here I knew I would also manage to kill those guys, and now I'm gonna focus on the mage. I think if I recall, there's two mage in here maybe? Or maybe even one. I'm not 100% sure. I think there's two though, if my memory serves. But let's see. Yeah, there you go. This is the second one. So yeah, so I like to do that fight right after Masakado. It's not a particularly hard fight to do in a row, you know, but it's still risky because if I get hit, I do have to redo Masakado, you know. So now we're gonna head to fight Goku in chapter 2. And the cool thing though with equipment here, I'm not gonna lie, is I think it's one of the only way to make it that you will kill Goku if you want within the time limit, because I do think it's possible to get the time limit, you know, on the regular run. It's just to do that you need to get, you know, the ET loop right from the start, and if you mess it up even once, you're pretty much fucked. You know, there's nothing you can do for the time compared to here, because of how, you know, how strong we are. Even if we don't get the loop perfectly, we can still kill Goku within, you know, that time limit. And yeah, I think it's the only instance where you can do that kind of easily. So of course, if there's people doing serious karma run, you know, you will want to kind of do the strat with the equipment, because you're gonna be able to kill him within the time limit and get that bonus. So here I'm gonna try to do the loop a little bit, but if I remember, I don't. You see, even here, it gets off. That's the thing. If the loop isn't 100% perfect, you'll fuck it up. And the zone, how it's made sometimes is you get pushed against the limit, you know, of the border, and that's what end up fucking the timing more than anything else. It's not just getting the timing right; it's also getting it in the right zone. And here, I actually got it for the most part pretty good. I think I fucked up the last part here. Yeah, I do it a little bit too early. I could have waited there, and I actually got lucky that I didn't take damage. But this is it. You see much faster, and it's crazy how powerful Ryu is. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed that chapter, and I will see you back on chapter 3. Peace out, everyone.
The holy